The price of pride. Admiral Sarah Chen stood at the observation deck of the ESS Vigilant, Earth's most advanced diplomatic vessel, watching the swirling purple nebula that marked the border of collective space. After 15 years of indirect contact, humanity would finally meet the galaxy's ruling power face to face. She knew what the public satellites had captured: massive ships with crystalline structures that defied human engineering, worlds transformed into artificial paradises, and technology that seemed to bend reality itself. But Chen wasn't impressed. She'd spent too many years in naval intelligence to trust appearances. "Admiral," Lieutenant Rivera's voice crackled through her comm, "we're detecting quantum signatures. The collective's delegation is arriving." Chen straightened her uniform. "Understood. Begin diplomatic protocols." The space before them shimmered as reality folded in on itself. A massive vessel emerged, its crystalline surface refracting starlight in impossible patterns. The ship was beautiful, Chen had to admit, but she noticed how its design emphasized spectacle over practicality. The collective loved their displays of power. In the Vigilance conference room, Chen sat beside Earth's chief diplomat, Dr. Marcus Wong, as the air shimmered with holographic projections. The collective's representatives materialized, 3 distinct species working in perfect harmony. Their spokesperson, a tall, ethereal being with iridescent skin, introduced herself as High Arbiter Vix. Humanity. Vex's translated voice filled the room with musical undertones. "We welcome you to this historic moment. Your species has shown remarkable progress, advancing far more quickly than any other civilization we've encountered." Wang smiled diplomatically. "We're honored by your recognition." "Yes," Vix continued, her expression shifting to something Chen couldn't quite read. "Your progress has been noteworthy, particularly in quantum mechanics and artificial intelligence. Most fascinating." Chen felt her muscles tense. There was something in Vix's tone, a hint of something beyond mere observation. "We've come to offer Earth membership in the collective," Vix announced. "Your species would benefit from our guidance, our protection, our vast knowledge." "That's a generous offer," Wang replied carefully. "What would this membership entail?" The holographic projections shifted, displaying scenes of advanced worlds, peaceful societies, and technological marvels beyond human imagination. But Chen's attention was fixed on the subtle movements of Vix's attendants, the way they exchanged glances. "Simply a sharing of resources," Vix explained. "Your technology would be evaluated and adjusted to meet collective standards. Your military would be integrated into our defense force. Your governance would benefit from our advisory council." Chen had heard enough. She spoke before Wang could respond. "You mean surrender our sovereignty?" The musical quality in Vix's voice hardened. "Admiral Chen, we've studied your history. Humanity has a pattern of conflict, of division. The collective offers unity, peace. You offer submission," Chen interrupted, ignoring Wang's warning glance. "How long have you been manipulating our development?" The conference room fell silent. Vic's iridescent skin flickered with patterns that the translation software couldn't interpret. "I don't understand your accusation," Vix said slowly. Chen pulled up her own holographic display. 2 years ago, we detected quantum irregularities in our historical database. Subtle changes in technological development paths, particularly in AI research. Changes that couldn't be explained by natural progression. She brought up more data, watching Vix's reaction. "We tracked the quantum signatures. They matched your ships perfectly." "You've been editing our history," Chen continued, "subtly guiding our development toward a path you could control. But you made a mistake. You underestimated human curiosity. We noticed patterns, even ones you tried to hide." Vix's attendants moved forward, their peaceful demeanor cracking. "If you've detected our guidance protocols, then you understand the necessity of this integration. Your species is too unpredictable to be allowed unfettered development." Wang sat forward. "Allowed? We weren't aware we needed permission to evolve. All species require guidance, Vex's voice had lost its musical quality. The collective maintains order. Without our control, chaos would consume the galaxy. You will accept our offer, or what? Chen stood, her voice steady. You'll force us. Prove exactly what we've suspected. You don't understand what you're rejecting, Vex warned. The collective's protection is not optional. We've invested too much in humanity's development to allow you to choose a different path. Chen smiled, but there was no warmth in it. That's where you're wrong, High Arbiter. Humanity doesn't follow paths chosen by others. We make our own way. She nodded to Wang, who activated a hidden command sequence. The Vigilant's quantum shields sprang to life, but these weren't the ones the collective had been monitoring. These were different, more advanced, developed in secret. What is this? Vix demanded, her hologram flickering as new readings reached her ship. This, Chen said, is humanity showing you that your guidance wasn't as effective as you thought. We've been preparing for this moment, developing technologies you didn't know about, building defenses you couldn't detect. Impossible, one of Vix's attendants breathed. Our guidance protocols are perfect. Perfection, Chen replied, is something humanity has never trusted. We learn from chaos, grow from uncertainty. Your perfect order. It's just another form of stagnation. The meeting ended shortly after, with Vix delivering what she thought was an ultimatum. The collective would return in 7 days for Earth's final answer. They expected submission. They would receive something very different. As the collected ship vanished back into quantum space, Chen turned to Wang. Send the signal. Operation Silent Shield is now active. Wang nodded grimly. They really don't understand us, do they? No, Chen agreed, watching the stars. And that's exactly why we'll win. Throughout Earth's cities, hidden quantum transmitters activated, sending coded messages to secret facilities across the solar system. Humanity had suspected this day would come. They had prepared accordingly. The real war wouldn't be fought with ships and weapons alone. It would be fought with human ingenuity, with the chaos and creativity the collective feared so much. Earth would show the galaxy that true progress couldn't be controlled or contained. It would be humanity's greatest test. And they were ready. Silent thunder. Deep beneath the Himalayan mountains, in a facility unknown to the collective, Operation Silent Shield's command center hummed with activity. Holographic displays filled the cavernous space, showing real-time data from quantum sensors across the solar system. Admiral Chen stood at the central platform, surrounded by Earth's unified military command. The collected ships are moving, General Patil announced, gesturing to a tactical display. Just as we predicted. They're positioning for a show of force. Chen nodded, watching the crystalline vessels emerge from quantum space. The collective thought they were being subtle, but humanity's hidden sensors caught every movement. How many? 300 capital ships, over 1,000 support vessels. They're creating a containment grid around our solar system. And our countermeasures. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, head of Earth's Quantum Research Division, stepped forward. Her hands danced through the holographic interface, bringing up new data streams. Operation Thunderclap is ready, Admiral. The quantum mirrors are in position. The collective won't detect them until it's too late. Chen allowed herself a small smile. For 5 years, Earth had been developing technology that worked on principles the collective had never considered. While they mastered quantum manipulation through crystalline structures, humanity had discovered how to bend quantum fields using organic computing systems, technology the collective sensors couldn't detect. What about the civilian evacuation? Chen asked. Colonel Maria Santos, head of planetary defense, brought up population metrics. Ahead of schedule. The underground arcologies are at 80% capacity. The lunar bases are ready to receive the remaining populations from coastal regions. The room fell silent as a new alert flashed across the displays. A quantum transmission from the collective's flagship was incoming. Chen straightened her uniform. Put them through. High Arbiter Vex's hologram materialized, her iridescent skin patterns showing what Chen now recognized as smugness. "Admiral Chen, your response time has expired. The collective requires your answer." "Of course," Chen replied calmly. "Earth has prepared its response. Would you like to hear it?" "Your submission is expected," Vix stated. "The ships surrounding your system are merely a formality." Chen's expression hardened. "Those ships are an act of aggression, High Arbiter, but not an unexpected one." She nodded to Dr. Tanaka. Across the solar system, hidden quantum mirrors activated. The collective sensors suddenly detected thousands of human vessels where there had been empty space moments before. Their crystalline ships reacted, weapons charging, but the human vessels weren't what they seemed. "Impossible," Vix breathed, her skin patterns shifting rapidly. "Our sensors showed no such fleet. Your technology isn't capable of deceiving your sensors," Chen interrupted. "The fleet you're detecting isn't real, High Arbiter. They're quantum reflections, echoes created by technology you never knew we had. Technology we developed while you thought you were controlling our progress." Vix's hologram flickered as she received urgent reports from her fleet. "What is the meaning of this deception?" "It's a demonstration," Chen replied. "While you were watching our official research channels, tracking the development paths you thought you controlled, we were exploring other possibilities. Your quantum crystals are impressive, but they're not the only way to manipulate reality." The quantum mirrors shifted, creating new patterns that sent the collective sensor systems into chaos. Their perfectly ordered fleet formations began to break as ships lost track of what was real and what was illusion. "You're lying," Vix snarled, her peaceful demeanor cracking completely. "Our guidance protocols were perfect. We monitored every research facility, every development path. Everyone you could detect," Chen corrected. "But humanity doesn't trust in perfect systems, High Arbiter. We build redundancies, explore alternatives, prepare for the unexpected. While you watched our quantum crystal research, we developed organic computing. While you monitored our AI development, we created hybrid consciousness systems that your protocols couldn't recognize." On the tactical displays, the collective's fleet was in disarray. Their sensors, designed to detect and analyze crystalline quantum signatures, were useless against Earth's organic quantum technology. Each ship was detecting hundreds of phantom vessels, unable to distinguish reality from reflection. "This is your final warning," Vix declared, but her voice had lost its musical quality. "Submit to the collective, or face annihilation." Chen's voice was steel. "No, High Arbiter. This is your warning. Humanity will not submit. We've prepared for this moment for years. Every attempt you made to control us only pushed us to develop countermeasures you couldn't imagine." She gestured, and new data streamed across the holographic displays. "We've identified the quantum signatures of your guidance protocols. We can track every attempt you've made to manipulate our development. And we've learned how to reverse them." Vix's hologram showed genuine shock for the first time. "You can't possibly." "We can," Chen interrupted. "And we have. Check your fleet's quantum cores." Across the solar system, the collected ships suddenly detected anomalies in their crystalline matrices. The organic quantum signals from Earth's hidden technology weren't just creating phantom images. They were interacting with the collective's quantum cores in ways their scientists had thought impossible. "What have you done?" Vix demanded. "We've shown you that humanity cannot be controlled," Chen replied. "Your fleet can still retreat, or you can stay and learn exactly how much we've been hiding." A hologram vanished as Vix cut the transmission. On the tactical displays, the collective's fleet began to withdraw, their perfect formations shattered by the revelation of humanity's hidden strength. In the command center, General Patel turned to Chen. "They'll be back, with more ships, new tactics." "Yes," Chen agreed. "But now they know this won't be the simple submission they expected. And we haven't shown them everything yet." Dr. Tanaka's hands moved through the holographic interface, activating new systems across the solar system. "Phase 2 is ready. Admiral. The Freedom Protocol can be activated at your command. Chen nodded, watching as the last of the collective's ships vanished into quantum space. Begin transmission to all potentially sympathetic species. It's time to show the galaxy that the collective's perfect order isn't the only path forward. The real war was about to begin. But humanity had taken the first step, proving that innovation couldn't be controlled, that progress couldn't be contained. The galaxy was about to learn what happened when you try to cage human ingenuity. And this was only the beginning. The stars will hear us. The quantum communication chamber aboard the ESS Vigilant pulsed with energy as representatives from 17 alien species connected simultaneously. Admiral Chen watched their varied forms materialize in holographic detail, some humanoid, others completely alien, but all sharing one common trait. They had suffered under the collective's guidance. The humans speak truth, declared Sifta, a being of pure energy contained within an engineered body. We have detected the same manipulation patterns in our own historical records. The collective restricted our development of biological technology, added Representative Mira of the Listhian Federation, her feathered crest rippling with emotion. They claimed it was for our protection, but now we see it was for control. Chen stepped forward, her uniform gleaming under the quantum lights. The Freedom Protocol we transmitted contains proof of the collective's manipulation and the means to detect their quantum interference. But more importantly, it shows how to counter it. The chamber erupted in overlapping voices until Ziska's resonant tones cut through the chaos. The collective returns. Their fleet is larger than before, with new weapon systems. Let them come, Chen replied, bringing up a tactical display. Earth has prepared for this moment. But we're stronger together. Each of your species has developed technologies and strategies the collective tried to suppress. It's time to combine our knowledge. A new alert flashed across the quantum field. The collective's fleet had arrived, emerging from quantum space in perfect formation. But this time, they weren't just facing Earth. High Arbiter Vix's transmission cut through all channels. This rebellion ends now. Submit or face extinction. Chen's response was calm. You still don't understand, High Arbiter. Your perfect order, your controlled evolution. It's already over. Look around you. Across the solar system, ships from the 17 allied species decloaked. Each fleet was different. The organic technology of the Listians, the energy-based weapons of the Zikta, the quantum-resistant hulls of the Moravian ships. Technologies the collective had tried to prevent, now combined into a force they couldn't predict. Impossible. Vix breathed. These species were contained. Their development was guided. You guided what you could see, Chen corrected. But life finds a way to grow, to evolve, to innovate. You cannot contain the spark of creativity, the drive to explore and discover. Every species here developed in ways you never imagined, because you were too focused on maintaining your perfect order. The first shots came from the collective's fleet. Precise, powerful beams of quantum energy designed to shatter conventional shields. But humanity and their allies were ready. The ESS Vigilant led the counterattack, its organic quantum shields absorbing and redirecting the collective's energy. Listhian bioships released clouds of microscopic organisms that attacked the crystalline structures of enemy vessels. Zeska energy beings transmitted themselves directly into collective ships, disrupting their quantum cores. Formation Omega, Chen commanded. Show them what free species can do together. The Allied fleet moved like nothing the galaxy had ever seen. Ships of different species combined their technologies in ways the collective's tactical computers couldn't predict. Organic computing merged with energy weapons, quantum shields synchronized with biological defenses. In the command center, Dr. Tanaka's hands danced through interfaces as she coordinated the combined technologies. The collected ships are losing quantum coherence. Their perfect formations are breaking down. They rely too much on precision, Chen observed, on predictability. They don't understand how to adapt to chaos. The battle spread across the solar system as more collective ships arrived through quantum space. But each new enemy vessel faced an alliance that grew stronger through adaptation and cooperation. Human ingenuity combined with alien technologies created strategies that evolved faster than the collective could respond. "This is your final warning," Chen transmitted to Vix. "The galaxy is changing. Your era of control is ending. You cannot defeat us." Vix responded, but her voice carried an edge of uncertainty. "The collective maintains order. Without us, there is only chaos." "No," Chen countered. "Without you, there is freedom. The freedom to grow, to change, to become something new. Look at what we've accomplished together, free from your guidance." The battle reached its crescendo as the Allied fleet executed a maneuver that should have been impossible. Ships of 17 different species moving in perfect synchronization, not through controlled order, but through shared purpose and trust. The collective's fleet faltered, their tactical systems overwhelmed by the unpredictable combinations of technology and strategy. For the first time in their history, they faced an enemy they couldn't calculate, couldn't control. "Victory is achieved," Ziska announced, their energy form pulsing with satisfaction. "The collective retreats." Chen watched as the enemy fleet vanished into quantum space, leaving behind disabled ships and shattered crystalline debris. "This was only the first battle," she reminded her allies. "They'll return with new strategies, new weapons. And we will be ready," Mira declared, her feathers shimmering with determination. "Together, we are stronger than their control." "Victory is achieved," Ziska announced, their energy form pulsing with satisfaction. "The collective retreats." Chen watched as the enemy fleet vanished into quantum space, leaving behind disabled ships and shattered crystalline debris. "This was only the first battle," she reminded her allies. "They'll return with new strategies, new weapons, and we will be ready," Mira declared, her feathers shimmering with determination. "Together, we are stronger than their control." In the aftermath of the battle, quantum transmissions spread across the galaxy. Other species, long suppressed by the collective, saw hope in the Alliance's victory. The message was clear: freedom and cooperation would triumph over control and dominance. The Freedom Coalition was born in that moment, not through careful planning or perfect order, but through the chaotic, beautiful combination of different species choosing to stand together. And in the quantum silence following the battle, Admiral Chen knew that the galaxy would never be the same. The stars had heard their declaration of freedom, and the echo would spread until even the collective's perfect order shattered before it, breaking the chain. The Quantum Council chamber of the Freedom Coalition buzzed with activity as reports flooded in from across the galaxy. Admiral Chen studied the tactical displays, watching as more systems declared independence from the collective. What had begun as 17 allied species had grown to 34, with more joining each day. "The collective's inner systems are in turmoil," Dr. Tanaka reported, her hands moving through streams of data. "Their perfect order is breaking down from within." Colonel Santos enlarged a sector of space, showing massive fleet movements. Their response is becoming desperate. They're pulling forces from their core worlds to crush resistance in the outer systems. But Chen's attention was drawn to a different pattern. "Look at their quantum signatures. They're degrading." Dr. Tanaka analyzed the data, her eyes widening. "The crystalline matrices. They're destabilizing. The collective's entire network is showing signs of strain." The revelation struck Chen like a thunderbolt. The collective's power had always depended on perfect synchronization, on absolute control. But as more species broke free, as more chaos entered their system, that perfection was crumbling. A priority transmission cut through their deliberations. The holographic form of High Arbiter Vix materialized, but she was different now. Her iridescent skin showed patterns of distress, and her once perfect composure had cracked. "This madness must end," Vix declared, her voice carrying an edge of desperation. "Your rebellion spreads like a virus. You corrupt everything you touch." Chen met her gaze steadily. "We don't corrupt, High Arbiter. We liberate. Your own people are beginning to question the price of perfect order." "Lies," But Vix's reaction betrayed the truth. Our society is perfect. Our guidance brings peace. Does it? Chen brought up new data streams. Your own crystalline engineers are defecting. They've seen what free development can achieve. They're choosing chaos over control. The news struck Vix like a physical blow. The crystalline engineers were the backbone of collective technology, the guardians of their quantum network. Their defection was unthinkable. But it was happening. Across collective space, more ships appeared with modified quantum signatures, crystalline vessels transformed by organic computing, guided by free will rather than central control. Your perfect system is breaking down, Chen continued, her voice firm, but not unkind. Not because we destroyed it, but because your own people are choosing a different path. The tactical displays showed the spread of freedom like a wave of light across the galaxy. Each system that broke free created ripples in the quantum network, weakening the collective's control over their remaining territories. You don't understand what you're destroying, Vix protested. Without our guidance, without our control, the galaxy will fall into darkness. No, Chen countered. Without your control, the galaxy will evolve. Look at what we've achieved together. She gestured to the assembled representatives of the Freedom Coalition. 34 species, each bringing their own knowledge, their own creativity. We're stronger together, not because we're controlled, but because we choose to cooperate. A new alert flashed across the quantum field. In the collective's core systems, more crystalline ships were breaking formation. The perfect synchronization that had been their hallmark for millennia was dissolving. Your choice is simple, Chen told Vix. Continue fighting a war you cannot win, or join us. Help us build something new, not perfect, but free. For the first time, uncertainty showed clearly in Vix's expression. How can you trust chaos? How can you build without control? The same way humanity has always built, Chen answered. Through trial and error, through failure and success, through the beautiful unpredictability of free will. We don't need perfect order to create something magnificent. The tactical displays updated again, showing more defections, more systems choosing freedom over control. The collective's perfect network was unraveling, not through force, but through choice. The crystalline network is approaching critical instability, Dr. Tanaka reported. The entire system could collapse. Chen addressed Vix again. Your network is failing because it cannot adapt to freedom. But we can help you transform it, make it stronger through flexibility rather than rigid control. Impossible, Vix whispered, but her denial lacked conviction. Look around you, Chen urged. Every species here has found ways to grow beyond your guidance. Even your own people are choosing a new path. The question is, will you help guide this transformation, or will you let your perfect order shatter completely? The chamber fell silent as Vix's hologram flickered, her internal conflict visible in her destabilizing quantum patterns. The future of the galaxy hung in the balance, not between order and chaos, but between control and choice. In that moment, something unprecedented happened. High Arbiter Vix, the embodiment of collective control, did something that had never been recorded in their history. She asked for help. How? Her voice was barely a whisper. How do we transform without destroying everything we've built? Chen's response was immediate. Together. Not as controller and controlled, but as equals, each bringing our own strength to build something greater than perfect order. Across the galaxy, the quantum network trembled on the edge of collapse. But in that moment of choice, of freedom, a new possibility emerged. Not the end of order, but the beginning of something far more powerful. The age of control was ending. The age of cooperation was about to begin. A new dawn. The heart of the collective's empire pulsed with unprecedented activity. Where once crystalline ships moved in perfect formation, now a vast array of vessels from dozens of species worked together to stabilize the failing quantum network. The scene was chaos to collective eyes, but to Admiral Chen, it was a symphony of cooperation. Quantum resonance stabilizing. Dr. Tanaka reported from her station aboard the ESS Vigilant. The organic computing interfaces are successfully integrating with the crystalline matrix. High Arbiter Vix, now standing beside Chen on the bridge, watched with a mixture of wonder and apprehension as her perfect order transformed into something new. I never imagined such harmony could emerge from freedom. That's because you saw only one path forward, Chen replied, gesturing to the spectacular view before them. Look at what we're achieving together. The combined fleet of the Freedom Coalition surrounded the collective's central quantum core, a massive crystalline structure that had once controlled the entire network. But now, instead of enforcing order, it was becoming a nexus of cooperation. Lithian bioships extended organic tendrils that merged with crystalline surfaces, creating hybrid systems that pulsed with new energy. Ziska energy beings flowed through quantum pathways, stabilizing connections that would have otherwise shattered. Human organic computing systems provided the flexibility needed to prevent cascade failures. The final phase is ready, Dr. Tanaka announced. All species are in position. Chen nodded, turning to address the gathered representatives of 42 species, the original allies and those who had chosen freedom in the days since the collective's transformation began. What we do today will reshape the galaxy, not through control, but through choice. Are we ready? The responses came in many forms, some verbal, others in pulses of energy or quantum signatures, but all carried the same message: unity in purpose, strength in diversity. Begin the synchronization, Chen commanded. The combined fleet moved in perfect coordination, but this was different from the collective's forced precision. Each ship, each species contributed their unique strengths to the whole. The quantum core began to pulse with new energy as organic and crystalline technologies merged into something unprecedented. Quantum resonance reaching critical threshold, Dr. Tanaka reported, her voice tight with concentration. Network transformation beginning. Across the galaxy, the rigid control of the collective's network dissolved, replaced by a new system built on cooperation and free will. The change rippled through space itself, as the quantum pathways that had once enforced order became channels of communication and collaboration. Vic's iridescent skin flickered with complex patterns as she watched her world transform. We thought order could only come through control. We were wrong. Order can emerge from freedom, Chen agreed, watching as the new network took shape. But it's stronger when it's chosen, not imposed. The tactical displays showed the transformation spreading across former collective space. Where there had been rigid hierarchies, now there were flexible alliances. Where there had been controlled development, now there was explosive innovation as species shared knowledge freely. Network stabilization at 85% and rising, Dr. Tanaka announced. The hybrid systems are self-regulating. It's beautiful. Indeed, the view before them was breathtaking. The quantum core now pulsed with multiple colors as different technologies and approaches merged harmoniously. It was chaos and order in perfect balance, strength through diversity rather than control. What happens now? Vix asked, her voice carrying both hope and uncertainty. Chen smiled. Now we build something new. Not perfect, not controlled, but alive with possibility. Each species free to develop in their own way, but connected through choice and cooperation. The quantum core flared with brilliant light as the transformation completed. The new network was stable, but not rigid. Strong, but not controlling. It was everything the collective had feared about chaos, transformed into something magnificent through cooperation. Final stabilization achieved, Dr. Tanaka confirmed. The new quantum network is fully operational. Around them, ships of all species moved freely through space, their technologies working in harmony rather than uniformity. The galaxy was transforming, not into perfect order, but into something far more resilient, a tapestry of free will and shared purpose. We're receiving transmissions from across the galaxy, Colonel Santos reported. More species are reaching out, seeking to join the coalition. Chen turned to address all present, her voice carrying across quantum channels to every ship, every world that had chosen freedom. Today marks not an ending, but a beginning. We've proven that the strongest bonds are those we choose to forge, that the greatest achievements come not from control, but from cooperation. She gestured to the transformed quantum core, now a symbol of their new unity. This network will not guide or control. It will connect and support. Each species will chart their own course, develop their own technologies, follow their own dreams, but we'll do it together, sharing knowledge, helping each other grow. Vic stepped forward, her form now radiating a new kind of certainty. The collective sought to prevent chaos by controlling everything. But you've shown us a better way. Order through freedom, strength through diversity. The gathered representatives of 42 species watched as their combined achievement pulsed with life before them. This was humanity's gift to the galaxy, not technology or power, but the simple truth that the greatest strength comes from choosing to stand together. As the ESS Vigilance quantum engines hummed to life, preparing to join the celebration spreading across free space, Shen reflected on the journey that had brought them here. Humanity had faced extinction and emerged stronger. They had confronted control and chosen freedom. But most importantly, they had shown the galaxy that the future belonged not to those who sought to contain it, but to those who dared to embrace its infinite possibilities. The age of the collective was over. The age of freedom had begun.